Yes,
Right.
sir.
Welcome everybody, episode 22 of the T121 podcast. With me are the regulars again. We've got Morgan, we've got Kinger, and we've got Daly, and then we've got Niall and Finn on the production side. Just a quick note and an apology for the last two episodes, 20 and 21. There was unfortunately an audio issue where the mics didn't sync up correctly, so we are trying our best. We do apologise. But we do apologise in that sense. We are trying our best, and sometimes we will make mistakes. I would like to highlight as well that we have new teacups on the table today.
Teacups.
You're probably wondering why.
Teacups. Wogs. Teacups.
Oh, yeah.
Beep.
Can I highlight? Some of them have logos, some don't. Why is this? The selling point is that it can only, if the cup has boiling water, that's the only reason why you can see the logos. I drank my decaf coffee, so the lads have still liquid in the cup. So yeah, without further ado, Morgan, before we go into Who's Your Man, do you want to talk about the first knick-knack of the week?
Ever.
Yes.
Oh, it is. I'm wearing the runners that I said I'd wear last week. I'll put up on the story, will I, when these go out. I'm going to put up on the story a close-up of the runners, and all the details and all the specs. Daily, do you want to see your initial? Oh, good lord. Fluff off. D. You're the first D. I didn't. Everyone else is their first name, obviously. Daly's is D instead of G. So
makes sense.
that's
It's
what I
not
went
my
for.
G.
Your G is here.
Where's the J?
You're up there with Joe, G-Man, Bernie, Ting, and shout out to all the boys. All their names are here. I also have CGK, which is our Rocket League name in the front for games. You know, we're in, we're out.
I'm impressed.
On
They
the
are pretty
stove.
cool. I don't have the neck to wear them now.
To be honest with you, neither do I. I just got them because I thought they were class during lockdown, and then I don't regret it.
The custom made.
I loved them. Yeah, custom made. Can't remember the custom fella's name now, unfortunately. To plug it, I would have plugged it. But he was very good to deal with, and they're very nice, I think.
Kinger rates your runners. Do you rate them?
I rate them runners, yeah.
Thanks, Kinger.
Creative.
King would wear them as well. You
Yeah,
were a
just-
bit of that game
I'm
about
wearing
you.
the same shoes that I wear every week.
No, I was
I
going to say,
think you
those
would-
runners are
you
quite
would-
similar to
you
Morgan.
would
Yeah,
wear
that's
them.
what I mean. That's why I put them up.
Mm-hmm.
Air Force, yeah.
Nice.
Interesting. Right, Morgan.
Nolo.
Good runner.
Let's go. Who's your man?
Apparently a big one today.
Right. So the first fact is that this player has played with Kolarov, Kieran Clark and Tielemans.
Wow. That is a diverse palette.
Kieran Clark.
Tielemans.
Kolarov. Where did Kolarov go after C?
Roma, wasn't it? Where would Kieran Clark bar Newcastle?
Tielemans.
Villa.
Yeah, I was going to say Aston Villa. Yeah, Aston
Yeah,
Villa.
I've been Villa
And
since.
who's the third player?
Has to be Villa. Or
Tielemans.
Newcastle.
Tielemans was Lens. Is that right?
Whoa.
Before he went to Leicester? No, that's incorrect.
Tielemans, Clark, and who was the other one?
Kolarov. Wow.
I've no idea where to.
Wow.
Roma.
I actually...
Jamie Vardy.
I rate it.
No.
No, I rate it. I rate
No,
it.
I don't rate that.
What should be at least I got
When did
a
he play
number
with
on the
Clark
board.
Or
Yeah.
Tielemans. Or not Tielemans, the other fella.
Kolarov.
Kolarov.
I don't. Right, fine.
Beep, beep. That's 2 beeps. We're only like 5 seconds in.
Yeah, don't forget the beep now.
I think it's a Leicester player.
No,
I don't know.
Leicester. Kolarov.
But
Kolarov.
Well, I suppose, yeah,
Clark.
I think we're all getting confused because I think we think they've all played at the same club
No,
together. That's
no.
obviously not true. That's
No.
what's going on in my head, though.
No, I'm trying to spin it. I'm thinking Roma now. Kolarov played for Roma, didn't he? Man City,
Yeah, but
Roma.
where did Tielemans play before? I think
He was on the
Monaco.
left. On the left.
was he not Monaco?
He was Anderlecht, I think.
He was definitely on the left. He could have gone Monaco for a stint, but he was definitely.
He was.
on the
Can I Google that now? Or is that
No.
Out of
No.
play.
left.
Out of play.
Out of bounds.
Chip it back in.
On their left.
Take your drop. Nilo, can we have the second clue? Can we all agree on that?
Yeah, I'll go with a second kill. Yeah.
this is gonna give it away?
Second clue.
In his debut season, he was booked 22 seconds into his debut. 20 days later, he got his first red card and he scored his first goal against City.
Against City.
Granit Xhaka.
That was going to be my guess, Morgan. If you got that, I would have
Because
screamed.
you always know
I
that.
would have
Who's
screamed.
red card?
I haven't even
So he
considered
got sent
the
off
clubs
in
he
the
played
second
for
game.
Sorry, it was just he was booked 22 seconds into his debut, and it was just 20 days later he got his first red card. But it wasn't necessarily his second game.
Is it Mitrovic?
Oh.
Oh!
Wow!
Serbia. I got the colour of with Serbia, and he played for Anderlecht, did he? Was it Anderlecht?
Wow.
And Newcastle. Was it Newcastle?
Well done, Kinger.
Wow.
Well done, Kinger.
See,
That was very
that's-
impressive.
Yep. Back
What
to the
was
Something
your
going on in
back
that noggin of
top.
yours.
Back on top.
Niall, what was the third clue for that?
He holds a record in English football.
Oh, yeah, the
As blunt as
100 goals in the championship.
That's
that
a
was
very
brilliant,
good
King.
one,
Well
King.
done.
Yeah,
And
very
Nilo,
good.
that was a good player. Well done. Hey, I have a question for you, Niall. How do you do the research?
The first week I used a video that was like a game on YouTube today, and I had 3, but that was like, that's too easy. Then I went on and I got a random football generator, and then I just like tried to look up like articles with facts on them, and that wasn't working. So then today was really hard for Mitrovic. I was like, went to his Wikipedia, see where he played. That's how I found the players, and I had to pick random years, so it was hard to get an Anderlecht player. And then yeah, actually his was all through Wikipedia, just going through.
Nice. Respect the hustle.
Yeah, good
Respect the hustle. That was
Good
good.
hustle.
Well done, Kinger.
So does that me 2, you 2, and 2 boys 1?
We're on one.
I'm right up there,
I'm a
lads.
bit raging now.
I'm right up there.
I'm chuffed. That's the first one I got where I'm like, yes.
No, that was good.
That's the first
That
one.
was
very
probably the
good.
first one where we had to dissect it, and I was
That was the hardest
puzzled.
one, I think.
Yeah, without a doubt. Right, let's explain the concept for today, G. Go on.
Yeah, so today we're going to do a overrated, underrated, or correctly rated for any professional player. So it's not just locked to the Premier League. So myself and the lads have compiled a list of players just randomly generated that we're going to debate as overrated, underrated, or correctly rated. Some of them we're going to fly through, but I think some of them we're going to have some relatively interesting debates. Definitely on Kinger's opinions anyway. I would definitely say.
Kinger just loafed his mic.
No, I've made serious complaints about this mic since before we started, and now it's out to get me. It's out to get me.
Ever since you got your dub, it's trying to like wind you down a little bit.
Here's me
Let's
down.
clarify. We are going to be rating professional footballers. We
Yeah.
do not think we are better than said professional footballers, obviously.
Oh, no.
And we are also rating them on the level they are at.
And
By
public
saying
opinion of them
and
as well.
public opinion
Yeah.
that goes around that. And in saying that, I would like to chime in with number one if I would be allowed.
That's a
I
good
know,
disclaimer,
I
so well done.
know he was
I
gonna
would
lie.
like to be allowed to just come right in here now, lads.
Did he have
right?
a mare this weekend?
Oh no, that's public enemy number 2. And they play in the same position. I'm coming in number 1. Aaron Ramsdale. For me, very overrated.
Why overrated?
Because in the public media, he may as well be the best keeper in the Premier League. And that's just severely untrue.
No, he's rightly rated. He's not
I-
the best
I
Premier
think-
League keeper, but he's rightly rated.
The guys think he's good, but I kind of, I'm leaning more with Morgan on this.
I would lean to overrated based on what the media make him out to be. But he's not a bad goalkeeper.
No.
I used to think he was brutal. Until
So
he went to
yeah, in
Arsenal.
fairness, I thought that as well. And then like the last
He's impressed me a bit.
12 months,
But he is
His-
overblown a bit.
His
probably.
distribution is excellent.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
Excellent.
He's good.
Excellent. But he is overrated from the media. Let's
Yes.
clarify that.
I hate keepers who make erratic saves for when it should just be bread and butter.
You'd get a whole highlight reel of his that are just arm over the top. It's like, just shift your feet and catch it.
Mm.
Please.
He's like the counter opposite to like Allison. Like Allison is like nearly is underrated because of how easy he makes goalkeeping. Like he just like shifts across and catches things. You're like,
100%.
oh,
And
that
even
was easy.
for goalkeepers, obviously we're not goalkeepers, but how top goalkeepers, when for example you have a trickling a ball in front of you and it's bouncing, a lot of keepers will panic, parry, and then they've got a second ball to go on. They're like, oh, what a great reaction. Well, Allison just claims it,
He
doesn't
is
move an
very good
inch.
at that.
Boom, just moves his feet, bang, it's in there.
Mhm.
And like that, yeah, you don't even debate it then after that. No one even thinks, oh, that's a good save, or he's done his job. He's done his job. Keepers get away with murder by be like, oh, he's a great shot stopper. I know Roy Keane says, yeah, like what else are you meant to do? Keep the ball out of the net. It's like saying he's a good goal scorer. He's a centre forward.
I
You're
agree.
meant to score goals.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, do your job.
Good
But
start,
yeah.
that one.
Huh?
That was a good start. That one.
That was a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
start.
the decent one. All right, Kinger, let's go.
I'll stay on the keepers one and go Pickford. I'm gonna throw Pickford out there. We'll stay
How's
with the
he
English.
I think the last 12 months he's gotten taken down a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about him
Yeah.
recently.
I think he's correctly rated.
He's England's number 1, isn't he? Still.
Yeah.
Right. So try debate that. I know you could say this and that. That's not an easy thing to do. Number 1, has he done well for England? Yes, he's performed in big games. But again, like G said, me personally, I don't like keepers that are erratic, and he is very erratic.
Yeah. Properly rated though, I'd say now. It's 12 months ago, I would have said overrated.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a fair. Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have
100%.
that.
Premier League regular for what, 4 or 5 years?
Again, can't dispute that. Can you?
English,
Like really,
He's
Number
probably
one.
number one. He probably will be the number one as well for the World Cup.
Possibly, yeah.
Nick
Yeah.
Pope's
That's
a
Nick Pope
top
has something to say
goalkeeper.
about it.
but he struggled for,
Yeah, I know.
for England. Remember?
I know.
He
We only
threw
said
two in,
that,
didn't
yeah.
I think he's
on
correctly
board.
rated. He doesn't get like blown up in the media, but when England camps are in and around, there's a lot of media hype around certain players. He seems to fall into that category definitely. But yeah, I think he's correctly rated for what he is today.
Got a wand as well.
Mm-hmm.
Torn him.
I agree, 100%.
G-man.
My go,
Yes.
Ashley Young.
Oh, currently.
Or his career, like.
I think overall, I think Ashley Young is extremely underrated as a footballer
Yeah. As a footballer, yeah, I'd agree. Over a long
and
term.
as a professional.
Yeah, like over his career.
Over his career, he's a...
How many games would he have?
He caught me like staring at the roof trying to decide.
How many games would Ashley? He must have like what, 500 plus.
He was what? Watford, Villa, United,
Do people rate him?
He
Is
went to
rated?
Inter Milan
Would you
as
say
well.
He's a rated.
Inter Milan. He went to Inter
Highly.
Milan.
I,
Yeah.
I think. I wouldn't say he's right.
I wouldn't say he's rated highly.
No,
I
I
would
wouldn't
say
say
he
so.
could be even.
He turned into a right full, a good right full, for 2 years and captained United.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's very underrated.
And also
Yeah.
played left full, can I add, as a right footer who used to be a tricky little
And he's in
right
his
winger.
late 30s, still in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They all got underrated, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd go
I
with that.
definitely
liked
got
Ashley Young.
underrated.
I don't think
Definitely
I've
his
always liked
career
Ashley Young.
underrated.
And as a
good player
professional as
But-
well.
Mm-hmm.
If rated means he played for Man United and he captain Man United, then he's overrated. If that's what you're rating him on, his
No.
career. If you're rating him on captain Man United, he shouldn't have been captain Man United.
Well, the point I'm trying to make is that no one talks about Ashley Young.
It's
Everyone,
more
everyone talks about
public
like James
opinion,
Milner
yeah,
as like
guy.
yeah, he's not in the public eye at all. The guy is
Yeah.
such a renowned pro for what he's done in the 15 years he's been
Even
in
at that
football.
time, you had Zlatan was there. Obviously, Pogba was there. Obviously, he's not going to get captaincy, but you had some big individuals there, and Rooney was
Yes,
there and
yeah.
all the time, and he was
Yeah.
still the one you were relying on week in, week out, 7 out of 10, steady Eddie. Do your bleeding
I
job.
love a steady Eddie.
I think he's underrated.
Love a steady Eddie.
Mine
7 out of 10.
is this always happens to players that don't play in England. All right, and this is why I love when players like when Zlatan done in Kent England, and everyone's like, oh, and then he's obviously savage. All right, and this one is even better because he was like 37 when he came back. Thiago Silva, criminally.
Underrated. Underrated. What a centre half. When he played.
Oh, I don't think he for what he's
Well,
at.
yeah, but he's also not.
He's one of the
like-
best centre.
he's-
Surely he's one of the best.
Like,
defenders
is he up? Would you
He is.
like
ever. Surely.
on public opinion? Would you have had him up there with, let's say, Ramos and all that at that time? I know he was at PSG, so it's easy to judge him like, oh, PSG. But he came and remember he played. I think it was Liverpool in the Champions League.
Oh yeah.
And remember, obviously he had a very good game. Him and Marquinhos were lethal in that game. I remember, but he like I remember vividly. I was like, me and G were watching it.
It
We
was
were like,
amazing.
Jesus, he is lethal.
Yeah.
Like he is lethal.
Yeah.
We are severely underrating these players. He slide tackled, I think, Salah on the line, hits a shin, goes out, and he jumps up. There's a video of it. And the two, like him and Marquinhos, just like slap each other. He's like, that's lethal. They are quality. Like, but
Defenders,
Silva,
yeah.
Silva's a quality defender. Quality defender.
I don't think until he came to Chelsea, and obviously he's been good, and everyone's like, oh yeah, he is deadly. It's like, oh, yeah.
As if he had
And
to
everyone
warrant it.
thought actually because he went to PSG, and it's mad how like when you go to a league like that, obviously it's seen as an easier league. So you think when he's late in his 20s, going into his 30s, and he's like, what would you say, like he's winding down his career in PSG, and then he can go right. I'll just go to the Premier League and just be deadly.
Just be
What is he,
flat.
Like that-
37? He's
Oh,
37.
he must be.
yeah.
He's very Ronaldo's age, yeah. But
I
that
think that's
shows the
more,
class in his.
I think that's more why people rate him now because he's so old and he's doing it.
Yeah,
But he's still one of the best centre halves in the Premier League.
exactly.
Like,
He's
it's not like you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
he's
think
mad
he's
old.
always been one of the best centre halves in the world. Like I think he's always been really.
But do you
highly
think that's? Do
It's
you
just
think the
'cause he's still
public
doing it.
opinion would have had him in that?
rated. I think
That's
so.
kind
I
of the
think they
question.
did.
I think so. Yeah. I
think?
so. Yeah. I
Maybe
haven't
so.
really rated
Mate,
him.
I actually, I'm on the fence here. I wouldn't know. I'm trying to think like 2 or 3 years ago, was he up there? But you're playing the Champions League consistently and you have such a big name. He was the Brazil captain.
But I
as
don't
well,
think
wasn't
anyone
he?
would go. He's one of the best modern day centre halves.
No, probably not. You're looking at what? Ramos, Van Dijk.
Like he's up there with Ferdinand and all them kind of players. Like he's shorty.
He's bang at it.
Yeah.
He's bang at it.
Shorty.
If he helped PSG win a Champions League,
Oh, stop. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So that does take a lot into account when if you can produce. My issue is when people are rating individuals, they always like take into account teams and stuff. If you can influence definitely a poor team, you're a top player, like a top player. If you could be like unbelievably effective in a poor team, then people are giving out saying like about Haaland. Let's say for example, like, oh yeah, but if I got that chance creation, I'd have that many goals. Yeah, would you? Would you? Yeah. Why hasn't anyone else been doing it then? Like, he's a joke. Like, you can't just say, oh, because this team and that team and then I'm not having that. So when you're looking at pure individuals, you gotta just look at the individual. And obviously, what I was getting at there, sorry, what Nilo said there, if he had a couple of team rewards or team accolades on top of that, then you'd be like, okay, surely there's no debate.
He must
That
have,
it just
he must
ages,
have a
doesn't
few
it?
Champions Leagues with Milan.
One. He's only got one. I
With
don't think
Milan?
he won with Milan.
Just with Chelsea.
Just Chelsea.
Just Chelsea,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, that was his first one,
I think that
actually.
was his first
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
That's mad.
Crazy gamble.
And then international caps as well, obviously, it plays a big role. But
Brazil might do the World Cup this year as well.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
whole other
that's a
debate.
whole different podcast that will be coming up. If you want to see that, let us know. Because I know very little about the
We'll
World
actually
Cup
have to do
coming up,
that
to be honest
soon
with you.
because it's
Yeah,
in.
It'll
same
probably
as-
be next week.
It'll be the next time we record.
Yeah, so not
Yeah, we
next
need to
Tuesday, the following
we need to do
Tuesday.
some
We'll
research.
do
I need to do my
prediction.
research.
I do my
international
research.
Football knowledge is pretty poor.
Woeful.
Being honest
Yeah,
with you.
mine's waffle
Have
as
you
well.
seen the Argentina run there?
No.
If they win their first 2 or 3 games in the group, they'll beat Italy's record of like 35 or 36 unbeaten games in
Wow.
international football.
Argentina?
Because remember, Italy beat England.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was their record, and they obviously lost and had a mare for the World Cup. But Argentina are on 32 or 33 games unbeaten, which if they win their first 2 group games, they
That's-
beat whatever.
Crazy.
A lot of them.
And by the way, the
South
South American
Americans.
qualifying is tough.
South American is, yeah. But then a lot of the other ones are like.
Yeah,
They're just waltzing in. But
They're
yeah.
the two main continents though, Europe and
I
South
suppose.
America.
No,
football.
yeah, okay. Yeah, no, you're right in saying that. Okay,
Next
move
part.
on. I'm going to stay on this one. This was not on my list, but since you brought up PSG, I think this is going to be an interesting one. And I haven't seen too much about him. I think you'll know about him. You seem like a player or a fella who'd be watching this fella. Julian Draxler.
Underrated. I think he's
You'd
tops.
say underrated.
I think he's tops.
I'm going to say underrated probably as well. Like
I haven't seen enough of him.
He-
That's why I was curious.
he's
I
a
think
bit
he's
like, and I have him on my list, Martin Odegaard, where it's like that player who, if you put him into like the Arsenal team or like that kind of style of player, I think he'd do well.
Yeah, luxury player.
He's a facilitator.
Yeah.
Or is he a creator?
Creator. What do you mean by facilitator?
Facilitator, someone just progress the ball.
No, he's creator.
Half turn.
Yeah.
No, he's a creator, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
more magic.
Yeah.
I'd say underrated, definitely. Because he hasn't achieved that really in his career, has he?
Yeah.
Bar that PSG, like.
Well, he hasn't been. Has he been a consistent player in PSG's team? Though?
No.
No.
That's generally not a good sign. I know they can sign the big players, but like get Ander Herrera in there.
But as I saying, like Kaká, for example, he's actually on the list. Like he went to
Stop
Madrid and
spoiling
wasn't
it.
really a wasn't really a mainstay in their team, but you could still
True.
he was obviously savage.
True.
I actually don't have an opinion.
I don't have an opinion on
Yeah, I
Draxler.
don't.
I
don't wanna
probably
slay a
underrated to
guy.
be honest, because
Yeah,
I'd say
I'd
no
go
underrated
underrated.
to be honest.
I don't think anyone rates
Yeah.
him. And I think he's pretty good, but I don't have a lot to back it up because he hasn't really achieved much. Bar winning PSG leagues.
Yeah.
But they don't count.
Sound.
They don't count.
Let's go with Serge Aurier. It's a man of
I don't know what his rating is, but whatever it is, he's overrated. The most erratic
Oh,
fullback.
yeah.
When Notts Forest signed him, I was like, well, that is a horrendous signing.
That's how you get.
He's the
relegated.
last person you need as a fullback in a relegation team. Oof, erratic, sporadic, whatever word you need to throw in there to say to describe him, he's there.
That has ick.
But then he's liable. He's gonna
Yeah.
score. He's gonna like. Remember, he scored a goal for Spurs where ball was across the right shoulder, and he like Cruyff turning outside the foot and then across the goal, and you're like, class. He'll do
Yeah.
that this year a couple of times, and
Mhm.
then he'll give away
Yeah.
6.
And then
But
just-
he is brilliant.
But the players like that, they ride that wave 3 games after, and then you're like, oh no, he's still muck. Like you actually start watching him.
Yeah, I just want to hear your opinions on Serge Aurier, to be honest.
There you go.
Yeah, I think correctly rated because people do know that he is erratic.
Yeah, probably.
Do they though?
I think so.
Nah,
yeah.
I don't think anyone rates him, to be honest.
Yeah,
Or-
Or-
I think there's a lot
maybe
of-
I'm wrong,
yeah.
but Jesus
Yeah, I think he's correctly rated. I don't think
Christ.
people particularly put him in.
Look at the
good
back
light.
of the bus. You've got Serge Aurier. Come on.
I was like, yeah.
No, that was about De Gea and Maguire. De Gea, Maguire. The what?
Is that the one? Really?
Yeah, no, that wasn't that one, but that was a very good one. Or it could have been the same day actually, but yeah.
Oh, that would be Jamie, but he put gigs in the team.
That was Giggsy. That was
Yeah,
Giggsy in the team. Yeah.
Gigs, really?
so funny.
Really, Jamie, really?
And he's shocked. Like he's stunned. He is stunned. Like, why'd you put him in your team? Consistency, Jamie. Consistency.
He's huge on
Box
on
office,
huge
Jamie,
on it,
box
yeah.
office.
I think he had about 4 goals that year as well. Salah had like 30 something. Like, right.
He's big on that, Roy Keane, consistently. Well, so Milo, to be fair.
So
on
should
judging
everyone
players.
be in a career, shouldn't they? Like, if you turn up for 2 years, get the bow.
Mhm.
If you we need to get a compilation of this going. We
also
also need to get the compilation of his finishing.
No.
Oh, wowza. Crossing and finishing. Ben's definitely listened to this. Wow. I'll show you. Oh.
I was
King,
only talking about
you're
today.
a
It's so much
spectacle.
harder to finish when there's
Oh.
no one there.
I think
Like when
finishing
you've no
crosses-
defenders.
scoring
and it's just
crosses is
unopposed
scandalous.
cross and finishing.
Mm.
I think it's so much harder.
Oh, it is tough. It is tough because you like a guy,
yeah,
like
I'd
wrap
exactly,
around or
and
whatever.
I'd rather be in like a match.
But irregardless, King.
No,
Wait till you
I'm
see
not
these
defending
clips.
myself. I'm not defending myself.
Just got it in, Kinger. Oh,
I was John
mercy.
Newman.
It was great. It's great content though. It's really enjoyable to watch.
He's my player.
Yes, sir.
And Herrera.
Underrated. Underrated.
He's your favourite player at the moment, isn't he?
Uh huh.
At the moment,
Morgan's
I love
favourite
him.
player.
Well, I
At the
haven't
moment?
seen him play in like 2 years, but
Yeah.
since United, I've absolutely loved him.
yeah.
I think he's very underrated. For what
He was
he's done.
quality, and Gary Neville popped off him when he was giving out about the current United team, saying Ander Herrera's not a Premier League standard. Nah, watch the games. Ander Herrera's quality. He'd play now in United's team. We wouldn't have had to sign Casemiro if we kept him. I
I'd
can
rather
go-
Casemiro than Herrera.
Well, Casemiro's a 5-time Champions League winner, but at the time, if Ander Herrera stayed for 3 or 4 years, he'd be fine.
No, wouldn't have to sign Fred.
yeah, I'd
Well,
say he's
okay,
close.
fair
It's more
enough.
of that,
I
like.
would sign Casemiro any day of the week, may I
Yeah,
add.
yeah, yeah.
But what I'm saying is that you wouldn't have had this big gaping hole in the middle of the park that Herrera left behind.
Agree. He didn't want to leave either.
We severely
Wanted the
disrespect,
chili.
and we let him go
The money.
on a free. Him and Pogba.
And one.
And who else? And Juan.
But good
well,
riddance to Pogba.
Good riddance to Pogba, but
Actually, can I jump the queue? Where have we done that one?
what did you say, Kinger?
Yeah, I'd say
I
underrated.
said probably
Get your
borderline
notifications off.
underrated. Borderline underrated.
Juan Mata. This has been interesting.
Underrated. Very underrated.
I
Very
think considering he
underrated.
was hiding in United for like 3 or 4 years, he's definitely underrated.
Mm.
He's a sicko.
I think correctly
Super.
rated. I think he was very highly rated at Chelsea.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
He was very highly rated. He was like
Everyone
the big
like-
dog.
Yeah,
Him
because
and
he
David
was
Silva.
he was like the second best number 10 in the league at the time. Ish, you know
Remember
what
his signing,
Mm.
and it was like a helicopter. and all.
I mean? For David
What was
Moyes.
that about?
Yeah, top player though, top guy as well, from what I can see.
Yeah, looks like a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, correctly rated.
And
I think he's
sicko.
very highly regarded. Well, was highly regarded in the Premier League.
He's unfortunate as well in that Spain team that they had just so many sickos, like, and he's
Mm.
just one of them.
Here's a 10. Here's a 10. Here's a number 10. You want to crave me? Here's
Here's a 10.
Fabregas.
Here's a 10.
Oh, I would just give you David Villa because why not?
Why not?
Oh, and Pedro.
Open the
why
body.
not?
Whips. What
Yes.
a player.
Ridiculous.
Oh,
yeah.
and you want a good centre half? There's Ramos. And sure, just
And
throw
there, sure,
Busquets in
just
there.
throw PK in there to hold his hand
Ah,
for a
yeah.
while.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Oh,
Ridiculous.
Mercy,
You
Lord.
just need a
mercy.
goalkeeper.
Which one?
Eaker. David.
Jeez, Casillas actually got a bad outro
Rep,
to Madrid, didn't he?
Wasn't that Mourinho?
Everyone does in Madrid. Madrid's a joke of a club.
I thought it was Mourinho, no?
Don't think so. It was Real.
Casillas was the man.
Oh.
No, Real just were just like
I
didn't even
think
give him,
Mourinho was gone, but
Didn't
it
get
was-
testimonial or anything.
didn't get anything. What
He
a
was the
joke.
dog's beep when we were younger, man.
That was pretty good. That beep.
I'm a legend. Don't forget. it.
God, you just ruined it.
I'm a legend.
Right, what are we on to now? It's me, is it?
Here you go, sir.
Since you brought him up, I'm gonna say De Gea.
Over his career.
Let's say now. No, right now. Let's go.
What are you
I think he's
underrated
underrated.
right
I think
now?
he's underrated. He gets
Um,
slated.
I think he's overrated
Right now.
by the media.
Yeah.
I
The
think
media.
people
Underrated.
still
The
rate him.
mo-
I think people still
The
rate
media hate him.
He's slating
The
the
media
over,
hate
man.
him.
him. No, I don't know.
Since Keane had the rant at him about a year and a half ago, which in fact he was
At
stinking.
that time.
I don't know. I
At that
don't. I
time.
actually don't have an. I don't know.
Mm.
My head's all over the place thinking about this one.
I think what you're saying that at that time he was playing poor, but that was like a 4 or 5 month stint where he knew he was awful. He was having a terrible time. But take that back. I know when he first came to United he was struggling, but since then he's been quality.
I think his career overall will have been properly rated. I think people will look back on him like
Tops goal,
fondly.
tops GK,
Top
consistency.
think
Everyone has a mistake in him as a GK.
A good
don't
way
they?
to compare it would be who would you replace him with in Manchester United? That'd be the only way to really see. And the only people I'd replace him with are Edison and Alisson in the Premier League, really. And if you put it that way, he is very underrated because they're two of the best keepers in the world.
Mhm.
And people are going out like no one comes after Edison or Alisson at all. De Gea's like, if you put it in that bracket, then I think he is quite underrated.
I'd probably agree with you, yeah. The one thing that he's going to get criticised on is his distribution, which I think has improved in the last couple of games, but it has been poor. It has been poor.
Now, the last few weeks.
The last couple of weeks, I genuinely, me and G were watching, some of his pings were absolutely fantastic. But again, he will have a couple of howlers in there as well.
Yeah, I'm torn. I want to like De Gea because I love De Gea, but I think he's a bit overrated.
Right now,
I think he's a bit overrated.
I'd say he's underrated.
Yeah, right now I would, yeah.
Because he's had that bad spell and everyone kind of just remembers that, don't they?
That's bad spells.
I'm sorry, but he's the most consistent Premier League goalkeeper over the last decade. I don't think that's to be in debate either.
Alisson, Ederson, not there long enough to say that. Both tops.
Oh yeah, they will be.
They will be, but yeah,
just put a bit of respect.
I would think so. I think he deserves respect for how long he's been at it and how good he's been. When United bar Mook as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think so. Anyway.
Next up, me.
Yeah, you can.
Bruno Fernandes.
I'm interested to hear your opinion. No, that whispering overrated. I think he's probably rated at the moment.
Underrated.
Properly rated.
Lockdown baller.
Nah. You've been
underrated,
stuck on
Did
that.
you see the stat against De Bruyne?
Stuck on that.
Against De Bruyne?
No.
That he's more goals and assists, or more goals contributions than De Bruyne since he's joined the league.
Yeah.
Fact.
Sure, that's like 3 years. King De Bruyne's doing it since 7 years.
Yeah, but like he can only score as many since Bruno's joined the league. He said more than De Bruyne.
Well, De Bruyne is definitely a better player. Obviously.
Well, yeah.
Let's make that very clear.
Well, yeah.
But I think
that was an eye opener.
I think what brings down Bruno's value is that he's so goddamn frustrating. So everyone outside of United fans, I can guarantee hate him because he's this whiner, he's a moaner, he's very eccentric, he's very erratic at times in possession. But I think for all the good he does, he outdoes all that. I think he's so good, so effective.
Does he not have like 1 goal and 1 assist this year?
Did you not see his goal on the weekend though?
Yeah, open body. No, even outside that, he should have had an assist in that game. Rashford bleeding.
Gary Cernine put up a great post. I think you liked it on LinkedIn, where Hernandez was asked a great question by Martinez about the difference that he needs to find out as a 10 because there's 2 inverted wingers now. So Sanchez and Anthony are playing invertedly. So the question was how does a number 10 find space when you've got 2 wingers creeping in your space all the time? And he was talking more. Hernandez was talking about vertical runs rather than pockets of space. And that's probably the hardest run to make in the Premier League, especially with centre halves now, are just double the height and double the power and double the speed. I like 10s that are very adaptable to different formations and systems. Mm-hmm. People who have really good physical literacy. I think Bruno Fernandes has great physical literacy.
I'd say he's properly rated. I wouldn't say he's over or under.
I agree.
To be honest.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's probably rated.
Yeah. I think those next 12 months is big for him.
Yeah, it is big. It is big.
I find them kind of players can be quite frustrating because they're just so they just try mad stuff. They're just don't do that there. But then obviously, eventually that'll come off.
He plays like hero ball. He always goes for
that's what I mean. But if he does that 10 times and one works out, then it works out.
I think he has a license to do that in United as well.
Yeah.
I'd say him though.
Properly rated.
Yeah, I'd say probably rated.
Is my go? Yeah. Morata.
Oh.
I don't know what his rating is. What is he?
Don't annoys me though. He should when you actually look at the way he moves and he's quick and he's big and he does some good stuff.
Lads, I hate him.
I know, yeah, I agree. But he does some nice things sometimes. You're you should be deadly.
He's also huge.
He's good in the air. He is very good in the air.
I saw a conspiracy theory that he's a money laundering scheme for football clubs. They ship him around different football clubs and money laundering.
He's only been to what was it? Atletico, Juve, and Chelsea, and he just just rotates. You get him this year, will you?
Nothing. And Real, remember he's at Real?
Real as well. Yeah, Real as well.
Was he in Real?
How has he been to them 4 clubs? He scored about 7 goals.
He hasn't gone down yet. He's just staying at the top level doing nothing.
I think Simeone, every time he's in trouble, Simeone goes, I'll use him. Come here, Diego, or what's his name? Alvaro.
They're great. They're great clubs. That's what I'm saying. I think Beat that out.
Jeez,
No, you've got a lot of
people
editing to do.
believe.
I think he's extremely overrated because people do rate him. If I remember conversations, when,
Surely nobody rates.
oh man, when I was having conversations with people like a couple of years ago when he was at Chelsea and all, they were like, "Oh, he's a player. Like he's gonna like replace the Drogbas and all." I was like,
I have to look at his stats.
Every number 9 has gone to Chelsea has been a disaster. Put
Since
that in
Drogba.
capital letters.
Actually,
Put
Finn,
that in
you're a
capital
Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
Let's talk to the mic there and then let's get some Chelsea opinions.
I've said this to Morgan before about the number 9s. Like, it's shocking. Now, like, so we have Morata, obviously, Higuain,
That was on my list as well, man.
Falcao, Torres, Eto. When he came. Aubameyang is
Aubameyang is going to be one of them. That's like 6 top.
Werner as well. Like,
Yeah, Timo Werner. Been and gone.
At Leipzig before he went to Chelsea, he was the best.
That's 6 or 7 top centre forwards on paper. Lukaku.
Oh my god.
Not one of them has achieved at Chelsea.
Very interesting.
What is going on
It's a
there?
curse, yeah, it's a curse, yeah. Bar Diggy Drogba.
Well,
He wasn't
Diggy's been the
number- he
one
was
who's
number
left the
11.
gap.
He was 11, yeah, you're
He
right.
was 11,
Kinger, yeah,
but,
you're
yeah,
right.
I
you
can't remember
know.
the last number 9 that was good at.
But what I'm saying, like,
does he
Zola.
have to
Zola
be
wore
a-
10,
no, it's
actually.
the actual number.
yeah, but it probably has been since. But what I'm saying is that I'm just looking at centre forwards.
Yeah,
it probably actually has been. That'd be
Diego
I think it is the number. I think it is the number.
Diego Costa was effective for Chelsea.
He was
Number
19.
19.
I'm just saying as a centre.
But as a centre forward, he was effective.
In fairness to Morata, his
Here we go.
goals, like,
They signed Alex Pato for a while, remember?
oh,
Alex Pato, yeah.
he was there for a wet week.
185 goals in
Damn,
511 games.
But
How much? Sorry.
185 and 511 is like what, a goal every 2.5 games?
5'11".
And his international record's good. He's like 27 goals in 57 appearances.
That is good.
That is good for international. Still though,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Is it persona?
I don't think so. He's a quiet guy, is he not?
Lazy.
No,
I
maybe
hate
not.
lazy
Do
players.
Do you know what? This is really important. This is really, really important. He doesn't move like a footballer.
He's just not nice in the eye.
He's just awful on the eye. He's like, I don't know what
Yeah.
the hell that is, but his arms are just down by his side. I think he clenches his fist when he runs. Like, he's not a player.
Is that a bit
And he's
harsh
quick.
then from? Maybe I'm just going off purely just like visuals.
At Juve
You're
alone, he
like,
had over
I hate
100
it.
goal involvements in 185 games, goals and assists. Like,
I still do hate him.
oh
though.
yeah, I agree. I just don't get it.
He just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just a bit reckless
Let's
of me.
re-clarify. We have not played for Atletico, Real,
Oh, yeah.
Chelsea,
Good disclaimer.
Juve.
Good disclaimer. Good disclaimer.
But yeah, from our opinion, he's muck.
Yeah,
Nah, that's actually very interesting.
Well,
This
yeah.
statistics.
I did not think
It's a
it would
pretty
be
good
that
return.
I'm gonna
But he-
throw one out there.
Yeah, just
This season might turn him a bit. James Maddison.
nah. Overrated. He's having a great season. He's having a great season. But consistency, shove it. Watch. He'll have. If he gets to the World Cup, he'll ride that wave in the English media probably for about 18 months, and everyone will realize that he's like, meh, he's alright.
So,
Is he okay? You're comparing like, oh, he should be starting for England. Is he better than Phil Foden?
no.
Not even close. Is he better than Jude Bellingham? Kinger?
No.
Obviously not. You're
He's
like,
a
come
poor
on.
man's Jack Grealish of contributions.
Yeah, and I know you could say that'd be an interesting one to talk about with Jack Grealish
He
as
is a
well.
good one, yeah.
But like, Jack Grealish is better than James Maddison for me.
Yeah.
I know form wise and statistics wise,
These
you
are
can go
different
off all
players.
that
He's been
now.
rotting in Leicester for 4 years. He would have got a move by now, surely.
I think
Well,
he's
yeah.
getting a move soon.
He probably has to, doesn't he,
I
with
think
riding
he's
this wave?
most assists and all this year, most chances.
Do you think he's better? Sorry, this is an interesting one to debate off. Is he better than Mason Mount?
No.
No way for me.
No way. I was only saying this today. I've
Underrated.
Mount over Madison every day of the week. Every day of the week.
Yeah.
Mount is underrated.
I think James
Very good.
Maddison is slightly overrated for what the media are pushing compared to what other players of stature, position are doing in the league statistically and also achievements wise as well.
Just wait, you're saying he is overrated?
I think he is overrated, yeah.
By the media, yes. I think he's having a great run
Yeah.
of form. And I don't particularly like him,
I think he made
but
good
he's
points.
having a great form.
I'm going to agree with your points. I think they're good points.
Thanks, Kier.
He'll go to Newcastle for 70 million
I do.
next
Actually,
summer.
Definitely. will.
Great shout from
Yeah,
Nilo.
Newcastle
He's
is
such a Newcastle player.
Well, they were
Such
after
a
him, but
Newcastle.
He'll go up. He'll play the World Cup and his value will go up to 70 or something.
Factor.
While we're on the topic, that Mason Mount.
Underrated. Underrated.
I hate him as well, but
I actually
think
like
I
him.
think he's
Baller.
brilliant. Yeah, I think he's brilliant.
Baller.
I think he's
brilliant.
sick.
he's ratty.
He was against United.
I
have to
hate
say.
it. I
He was
want to
very
go
ratty
through the
against
screen and
United.
put like
So
Studine
was
through it.
Ian Martinez. He's
Nah, but he's the centre half, man. Mount is no. Come here, look.
Boy,
Mason Mount is
yes.
just- No, listen, right.
literally
Listen.
Martinez
No, listen.
wasn't even looking. I just shoved him down
Yeah,
nowhere.
no. Come here. Mount is the fella where a fullback is picking up a ball with his back to the terrace, or with it, facing the terrace, and he pushes him. It's like that thing with Trent done to Messi, or Robertson to Messi.
Like Martinez
that shit
has done
freaks me out.
several times this year.
Yeah, but he does it intentionally as a centre half to wind up an attacker. I don't know what it is when attackers do it to centre halves. I'm like, come here. I don't know. It's not right. It's not right.
There's a time and a place. Well, yeah. Mason Mount's an unassuming character. That
You know what I mean,
To be
though?
honest,
Yeah,
with you,
that's
to be honest, it's actually stray factoid.
It is,
But yeah, now we can pick and choose that as much as you like.
But I wouldn't have put Mount as that type of person. Did he do that recently?
No, but he was against United. He was very petty against United.
And he was shite against United.
G went in with an agenda. First minute, Mason Mount came to the screen. Hate him. I went to the whole debate going, I actually really like him.
Yeah.
I said
He's a
he's
great
the type
player.
of
No,
player
he is. He's a
who
great
I
player.
generally wouldn't like, but I really am impressed with him. I think he's a great player.
He's in amongst. He will be in the bracket of like a Bruno Fernandes. I think he nearly is. I
No,
suppose.
I think he's like a hard working number 10 though.
Yeah, he is. He's like that. He's
number 10.
He's a versatile. I love the
Yeah.
versatile tens.
Yeah.
I think he is slightly underrated. I think he's a
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good contributor.
And the problem he has at the moment, again, is stats. Everyone's like, where's his goals? Where's his assists? Yes, if you want to play forward, you do need to contribute to some degree. But also, like, for me, he's not like a goal-getter, or he's more so, again, progresses, gets around, by the way,
Yeah.
and is very good at combining and ball carrying.
He's a progressor, yeah, facilitator.
It's interesting. That was a good one.
I do have an agenda against him though. I don't know why.
You're
Why do
out
you just
for-
lock into players like that and agendas? it's strange, like.
Yeah, no. You know, and there's some I'm like, I hate him. They're like, why? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I just don't
that
like him.
Big time.
I don't
Big
like
time.
him.
Are you like that guy?
Yeah,
From
you
his
hate
depth.
Bruno. You lockdown baller.
Well, that's facts because of the stats.
Not
anyway.
facts.
That is. But I'm trying to think, is there a player? I just don't.
Let me think.
Someone like Matty Cash.
Because you do come in with some shouts. I'm like, Jesus.
Someone like Matty
They
Cash.
does not like him. Tyrone Mings.
Oh, well.
Player. He is a player. Let's.
He made another howler there a couple
him.
weeks ago.
Sure. No, I'll keep
Like a
backing him.
howler.
Yeah, everyone's slating him. these
Hugo
days.
Lloris, actually. I don't like him.
I was
Because
back.
he's. Can we do that one next?
Can I come in?
I'll do that one.
Larice.
I'll do that one because I haven't got another one.
Right, okay, I'll save one. Who did I have? I had a good one that wouldn't really be on the list. You're gonna love this one. And this is such a random show. Shinji Kagawa.
Player.
Overrated, underrated. What are you saying?
Underrated.
Yeah. Why not?
Correctly rated.
Underrated.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I think he's correctly rated.
Player.
I don't know.
Actually,
He
if
had a bit
anything,
of a career.
overrated. He came to United like God's gift to Earth.
Back
It's like they
foot,
picked him out of Asia and just dropped him into England.
He was out of his depth. He was out of his depth. But in Dortmund, he was a bit magic. He was a bit magic in Dortmund. A bit like Sancho. Sancho's stats in Dortmund compared to United.
Dortmund were Europa League ballers when he came to
No,
United. man.
no.
No,
They not
no.
Champions League. They Champions League final.
Fair.
Was that the same?
I don't think Kagawa. I think Kagawa had gone by then. I could be wrong, but I think he was.
Maybe I
could
put
be
a
wrong
spanner
as
in the
well.
works there,
I'm not
but yeah.
sure.
I was in around that time, don't know.
It wasn't a
It would have been
million
in
miles
around
off,
that time.
A
yeah.
benchy baller for me, King,
Substitution.
to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm going to say overrated, lads.
No idea.
He came to United like they signed
Think he went
being
to Germany.
Messi. Nah.
Yeah, no.
I think
Yeah,
it's
for what he was in
year
United.
for
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pauk.
that
Pauk,
just
yeah.
that's the concluding point of the literature review, Gary. Bleeding
God,
power.
he's 36 or something.
Yeah, Ashley Young is in the Premier League still. He was in the
Yeah.
same United squad.
Not
Yeah.
everyone's journey's the
Just
same,
dropping
Gary.
the bomb.
Yep.
Lads, don't worry about it. God's plan.
It is. That
Oh,
is.
God.
It is God's
Don't
plan,
worry
man.
about it. Right, Kinger, let's think of your one because you're so creative.
Hugo Lloris.
Oh, hugely overrated.
Is he rated though? Like by
Yes,
anybody?
yes.
yeah.
He's supposedly one of the best goalkeepers in the league. He's desperate, lads. He's desperate.
Morgan's been calling his name now for years.
I've had him on a
I ag-
stick.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I've had him on a stick for the last 3 or 4 years. He is so erratic. He's so sporadic. Every word with it at the end, he's that.
Every 2 games out there, I'll watch him. He makes a mistake that should lead to a goal or gives away a goal, but something silly.
And to be honest with you, I feel myself getting a little flustered over that because he had a game against United. Yeah, we
He
beat them
was
2-0.
And he was
Class, Kinger.
class.
Did you watch it? Did you
Yeah,
watch
I
it?
did.
He
He
made
kicked the ball
every
at him.
save he should have made. He made okay.
No, the
there was
Rashford
one. There was
The
one.
Rashford
The
was a
left
great
hand with
save. That was a
yes,
great save.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. That was a good save. Every other save
Did
does
he
not
kick
tot
at
up
him?
as an overall great performance. Every pass that Scott McTominay makes doesn't make him a top footballer. Every save a goalkeeper makes does
Yeah,
not
but
make
if
him
he
a top
makes a simple
goalkeeper.
pass all the time, he's still a top footballer. If he makes a simple one, Xavi.
With quality.
Yeah.
Xavi.
Simple save.
Xavi.
Simple
Xavi.
saves. Simple saves. Like, remember the Hay against Liverpool when we won 3-0 at Anfield and everyone was going mad about him being deadly.
I don't
But they were
remember.
all like straight at his feet. And he just like said, and I was like, you'd always say them. But you have to do the simple things. And he
But
does
yeah,
them
no,
all
I
the time.
agree. I agree.
Great.
But
I wish
not in
Hugo
the
would do
bracket.
that more than
Would
one
I?
game a year.
Not in
Sound.
the bracket of
No, I
it.
don't
Yeah,
think
but
Hugo does the simple things,
Oh.
but I'm
that's
just saying.
no, incorrect. But in that game, right, you'd swear he had. I hate that with goalkeepers where you have. He had 7 or 8 saves. Yeah, but how many were actually saves? That one on Rashford is a quality
Yeah.
save. That left hand where it
Yes.
came in. Everything else. Do you remember the first 5 minutes? We pinched Spurs. Anthony shoots from 40 yards out. It bounces.
I saw it was like
And
this.
And then Hugo Lloris just catches it, drops it, and goes out for a corner. Like, how is that a top goalkeeper? I'm sorry. You're allowed a couple of mistakes a year. You're not allowed one every 2 or 3
Criminally
games.
overrated.
Criminally overrated.
Yeah.
He had 2 mistakes at the weekend. One where was the first one again?
The
It was-
Wilson one with a goal when he ran
yeah,
out.
okay, where he ran out and then gave it. First of all, terrible decision making. Then the second one, his angle. He just runs out past the front post, gets
Oh.
dinked. You're like, what are you doing? You're a World Cup winner in which you had a Cruyff turn and gave the ball away in the World
You
Cup
will
final.
never
I'm
ever
conceded.
forget that,
I'm
will you?
never going to live it down because everyone's gonna be like, yeah, well, he's a World Cup winner. You're not. Yeah, well, I didn't Cruyff turn in my box and get pinched and concede.
Morgan hates Lloris.
Right,
No,
next
I
man.
really
We're
do.
done.
He's my one. He's my one. I'm sorry, everyone,
Will
for
we-
ranting there.
Will we pop through a few a bit quicker?
Get quick and yeah, okay, quick fire.
I have a list like like
Yeah,
G,
list.
you've
Oh,
a list of
you
that, do you? Because we'll go in order. Think of one or two
Right.
here.
I was just
my first one's actually gonna be a tough one because I think he's like I'll just say James Ward-Prowse,
Correctly rated.
Overrated.
Miguel Antonio.
Overrated to bits.
overrated.
No, correctly or underrated. Correctly or under. Mikel Antonio.
Yeah.
Plays for West Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baller. Player.
Right, we'll leave.
You can have
We'll
him.
let our silence with that anyway. Jude Bellingham,
Underrated. at the
Underrated.
moment, yeah, for some
Correctly
people.
rated.
King Air's out for him.
Erling
Correctly
Haaland, surely correctly rated now as well.
Probably correctly
Correctly
rated because he's
rated,
yeah,
yeah.
he's the best centre
Correctly
forward
rated.
currently in the world.
Bukayo Saka for Arsenal,
Underrated.
I think underrated.
sicko.
He's quality.
Correctly rated. I'm
He's
saying
like the
it
best
through my
English
teeth.
young player. Sure.
Correctly rated. I'm not saying it.
I don't think out of all the people, like he is 10 times better than James Madison. You don't hear a word about him.
No.
And he's better than Sancho
Yeah.
by a mile.
He's the best, surely.
No, he
English.
is,
Him and
he
Foden
is.
are the
He
best
is
two
underrated.
English young players.
Yeah, I think
What
so.
am I trying to do?
This would be an
It's
interesting.
underrated.
Playing devil's advocate.
I'll just
And he
try
looks
it.
so sound. Do
Oh,
you watch
that
the
guy-
Arsenal
yeah,
thing
yeah.
actually? He
Yeah,
looks
it's
so
class,
sound.
yeah.
Martin Odegaard.
I think this year he's slightly underrated. 'Cause
Correctly
he's,
rated.
He's
in
being
the games
correctly
that I
rated,
see.
but he's very
Yeah,
good. Like.
I go under.
Bit of
I'll
hype
go
about him,
underrated. I'll
doing
go
well.
Just
underrated.
slightly though, just slightly.
He's a bit of hype. He's doing well. I think he's correctly rated.
But he's good. I think even when he doesn't contribute, he's a good
Yeah.
player. Like he's a
Very
really
very
good
cool
player.
stories. But I remember when he signed for
Yeah.
Madrid.
It's incredible how he's done so well.
It is because that's generally a fault.
Captain of Arsenal now, fantastic.
Yeah, it's class.
Bernardo Silva.
Underrated.
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 Top.
Yeah.
One of the best wide players in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
top
he's
player.
brilliant.
Ben Davis from Spurs. Do
Overrated.
I
Brutal.
don't have an opinion. Sorry.
He's brutal.
you think he's bro?
Yeah, he's brutal.
I think he's probably just correctly rated.
Yeah.
I've never heard a word about
Yeah,
Ben Davis. So
true,
going off the
true.
media,
He's a left
Yeah.
full, isn't he?
like he may as
Yeah.
well be a
Or
ghost
left
in that side.
centre
But I
half.
suppose that you could say he's probably a steady Eddie, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
Kinger. But
He is
a lower bracket
no.
steady Eddie. A
He's-
lower bracket steady
Yeah,
Eddie.
He's a sloppy steady Eddie.
Okay.
He's a sloppy.
I'll allow it, I'll allow
Harry Kane.
Poppy.
it. Underrated.
Underrated.
Harry Kane.
Underrated. I'm sorry, but
Underrated and has been for the
Correctly
last 4 or
rated.
5 years.
criminally underrated. People always talk about like Lewa or Benzema. I would rather Harry Kane in my team, to be honest with you,
I would add it. Lewandowski.
than Harry Kane.
Harry Kane. Yeah.
I don't know what I love Harry Kane.
Kane.
Maybe he's
I
actually
like Harry Kane.
he's
though.
one of the players that like is on the opposite. I just have this love for him. I don't know what
Yeah,
it
I
is.
get what you mean.
Yeah.
This one-
he could be. I reckon United will sign him this summer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that out now.
I
Yeah.
love him.
100%,
Last
yeah.
two. One I'm going off when he did play in England. Leroy Sané.
Underrated, in my opinion.
Oh, what's he doing?
I would
now,
say
though?
he's probably
Boring.
rated at the
That's
time.
I don't really know now.
I think he was very
I'd say
underrated
he's
at City.
probably
He
rated.
was huge for City.
I loved him at Sea. Yeah.
I'd say correctly rated.
Yeah, I loved him at Sea.
Really, I think
So
like, he's
good.
much better. Again, like
I think
Sancho or any of those boys. I think.
Yeah,
But
I think
everyone
that's the
thought he was
common
sick at the time, though.
Yeah.
oh,
I
fair.
think that's the like in that City
Did
team. Everyone's
they?
like, he's sick. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he was
Yeah.
sick.
At the time, I
even
think.
at Bayern now. Like I think.
I don't know about now.
I think
I
he's
don't know about
going
now.
to the underrated
yeah,
scale.
Now he's gone. He is going that way. He is
Watch him in
going
the
that
World
way.
Cup now for Germany. They'll run amok.
Yeah. If he
Yeah.
does, I'll come back and say, yeah, you were right.
I think
Last
he's underrated. Yeah,
one. Sadio Mane.
underrated in my opinion.
Yeah.
He came third in the Ballon d'Or. For that reason, I'm calling him overrated.
Oh,
He's not top 3 players in the world.
I would agree. He's not top 3
Yeah, I
players. in the world.
suppose if that's his public opinion.
I
is
also did not think he done as well as everyone thought he did last year. But I could be incredibly wrong. I don't think I watched enough games to give that verdict. But when I watched him, I suppose he did influence games where he wasn't even playing great. So, like, that's a top
I
player.
think he's deadly.
I think he's class.
I think he is class.
But
I
yeah,
think he is
Kinger's
class, but
point's a good point. to
third
be
in the
fair.
Ballon d'Or.
Kinger's
is a
point's a good
big
point.
statement. I
The
could,
Ballon d'Or is a bleeding. It's a political racket.
True.
yeah, it's gone to the dogs.
Finn, chime in
Political
there.
racket. It's like the Oscars, man.
I'd say Mane is better than Salah. Like, I just.
Oh,
Over
I think so.
that
As
whole
a-
Liverpool thing,
as
yeah,
a
I'd agree.
Contributor, man. I
I'd
think
I
agree.
don't think it's a coincidence Liverpool are doing bad now without Mane.
I think there's debate for that.
I don't know. If
I
Salah
think there's
left
a
the
debate.
Mane stayed, I think Liverpool would still be doing bad. Yeah, maybe worse. Salah's the man.
It's too
Wait,
protected
Salah
for
is
me,
the
you know?
man.
Completely underrated.
Where's
Salah is
Salah?
underrated.
Where's
Salah's
Salah?
underrated.
Where's Salah right now?
Salah's
He's
so
too
good. He's
protected
after
for
getting
me.
underrated.
He's too protected for me.
I think Salah's just about properly rated.
Yeah, he's correctly right now.
Oh,
Everyone
I
loves
don't
him.
know. I think he's gone underrated. He's cold.
Oh no,
His stats.
and everyone was like, well, but if people
Yeah,
were
but
saying he was
everyone-
the best player in the world for the last
Yeah,
2 years.
He was
That's-
like for that.
Yeah,
he's
for
not
when he was
that.
riding the
He's
wave.
not that. He isn't that.
So I think going off
Off
media,
that, yeah.
off media,
think
then
he's
you
correct-
probably
he
like,
was
I think he's
correct
correctly rated.
He's not the greatest.
But now everyone's saying he's brutal this year.
He's obviously
far
not
from brutal.
He's obviously not brutal. Like
Yeah.
Far from brutal.
that's just how everyone goes.
Yeah,
I've seen him run a muck in some games.
Anyone
for
got a
this
list?
year.
I have a few to just quickly bounce off. Yeah, King or spoof and
Yeah, I was
check
gonna
his
Google it. I was actually gonna Google it, but you just put it on the list.
Gabriel Jesus.
Say again?
Jesus.
Correctly.
Correctly rated.
Underrated.
Yeah.
I think he's.
Oh, what is it underrated last year?
Yeah, same as.
I think he's just about correctly rated. I think he rode a wave at the start of the year, and he's quality. I really like him. I really like him as a player, but now everyone's thinking he's bleeding Haaland, and he's no Haaland. But he's quality. So I think he's probably rated at the moment. Perisic,
Underrated.
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 Great career.
Top player.
He's
man.
still a sicko.
Correctly rated.
All right.
But I'm just being controversial for no reason because he's good. He is good, and everyone thinks he's good, so he's good. So he's correctly rated. He's correctly rated.
I would take Perisic
He's
over
good.
Sancho.
That's
Not now. Not fair. Like,
Oh,
Age-wise,
if he's
age-wise,
playing
no.
a match
Hey,
tomorrow,
what?
Age-wise,
If you're
no.
playing
if
a
he's
match
playing a match tomorrow,
Oh, big time, lads.
I'd take Perisic.
He's
they're
fresh in the
different
mind
players,
after
they're different
the Spurs game. He's great for Spurs
They are
against
different
United as
players.
well.
They are different
Yeah.
players.
Yeah.
Very
But
different.
I get what you mean.
Sancho.
I love Sancho.
I do as well, but he's probably not overrated because no one thinks he's doing great. So he's probably correctly rated.
I think overrated.
Is he still riding that young English wave? I think he is.
Yeah.
I think in doing so,
Correctly rated, yeah.
I have no problem with stats being an issue because I've watched every United game this year. He's incredibly ineffective.
For
He's
United
great when he's
this
in the
year,
box.
he's been,
Great in the box, yeah, but he
He's
never
good
gets
ball
himself
carrier
in the
though,
areas
as
to be in the
well,
box.
He's very frustrating at times.
He
Passive.
what
He's
I-
like a weird winger. He's
He
not
is
like
weird.
a Salah inside winger, but he's not
No.
like a.
A burner on the outside.
yeah, everyone knows he's got, like, as the young kids say, he's techie. He's got loads about him, but he just doesn't do it.
Yeah.
I think he'll be
Anthony
good.
is light years ahead of him at the moment.
Yeah, but he's riding his wave as well. He's
Yeah.
riding his fresh new wave. Where, like Bruno when he first
Yeah,
came
but
in.
Sancho didn't ride a wave when he came into United.
But he came into a real bad time.
Yeah.
Like we were horrific.
Well, Anthony came in after getting hopped off every week, you know.
Yeah.
Nah,
Anthony's
he-
changed
nah,
United.
nah,
He's
yeah,
a top player, yeah. He's
Yeah.
changed the whole way we
Anthony's
attack.
tops.
Yeah.
he is tops. But I think Sancho will be tops. I think
I think
Sancho,
Sancho
going to
has the
United was a bad
potential.
move.
I think he.
I'm a United fan. I love that he's at United, but I think it was a bad move. If he goes to like City, which I know I didn't want him around, but
Yeah.
I think he'd just be racking
He
up
is
stats.
he would be very good in City. He'd be Jack Grealish in City though.
Yeah.
He wouldn't contribute still the same amount. Just ball carrying, advance and play. That's what he does. He's very good at it. And every so often he'll pop up like, whoa, what a goal.
But remember at Dortmund when they like played that way and he was just a proper out and out
Different
attacker,
game though,
counter-
isn't it? Different
counter-
game.
Counters.
I think he'd be class at Liverpool if he had gone to Liverpool.
Yeah.
But United play counter-attacking football. I know we haven't the last couple of games, but United
Yeah.
play counter-attack football. He's never on the
Yeah,
shoulder. He
yeah.
never even looks like he wants to get on the
Yeah.
shoulder to get in behind.
So strange.
It is strange. I hope he does do well because I want to like him.
Yeah.
But
do like
I
him.
do not like wingers that when the ball gets zipped into them, back to goal, and like he's soft, he's going to turn that over.
Yeah.
When it comes to Anthony, he's just going to hold him off, drop the shoulder about 17 times, turn, meg him, hit a diag. We're 1-0 up.
Goal.
Yeah, that's a big thing for me. Wingers that are when they can't create chances, they turn over possession. It's a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. Again,
Only a few more.
yeah, I'm going to give three quickly. Aaron Cresswell.
Underrated.
Probably.
Quality.
I'd say properly rated, but I think he's a good
I think a
player.
little bit underrated.
Oh, I
Yeah,
think underrated.
I think underrated, yeah.
I'd say properly
Very
rated.
I think it's quality.
He is very
Solid,
good, but I think
very,
everyone
very
thinks he is good. Like
But
steady Eddie,
I-
but a good steady Eddie.
I'd say
This is gonna be an interesting one. Richarlison.
I like him.
I like him.
I
as
think he's
well.
correctly rated.
Effective.
Yeah.
I think he's correctly rated. Kinger come in with the overrated.
He's such
No,
a. You see,
Matthew
when you're
Richards.
actually a team, sorry,
Matthew
real quick.
Richards.
When your team that's in the relegation battle, he's such a centre forward you need. Do you know, like Norwich, like, and there's some of the teams like, I know you're not a big fan of Pookie and all, but them kind of centre forwards who will get you like 10 goals, but they're like, that's all they are, they're a finisher. Whereas Richardson's like passion merchant.
What is he rated as? What's his rating? Like, what would
I think people do rate him.
people rate him?
You don't go from Everton to Spurs.
I like him.
and be an average baller.
I'd say slightly underrated.
Yeah, possibly.
I love them mad passion centre forwards.
So do I. And I also think, people know what he is, and
Yeah.
he
I
is
think
what he
people
is.
don't like him as a person, but
Yeah,
everyone
but
knows he's
I
a
actually,
good
I
player.
actually do like.
Everyone knows
I
he's
I
a
think
good
it's
player.
correctly rated. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go correct.
Xhaka. I think he's riding the wave, and I think he's criminally overrated.
The Arsenal documentary made me actually like him a bit.
Criminally.
He actually comes across really well, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
as a person he's a lovely guy.
Again, I don't like erratic
I
players.
know,
I'd say
it just doesn't do it for me.
overrated, yeah.
At the
Overrated
moment,
for
like
the
he's
side.
like, he's doing well. But
He's
like
overrated.
Arsenal are performing.
He's been shocking the last 4
But
years.
like the last 4 or 5 years,
and
you
he's been
can't
riding
hide
the
under a
wave
stone.
6
Like,
months.
what's the story there? You can't just be that, and then all of a sudden Arsenal are class. Well, Xhaka's class as well. Well,
Yeah,
where's he been for the
overrated.
last 4 or 5 years? He's having a good season though. I'm not taking that away from him. He's having a good season. But you're like,
But from what he was, I remember like just thinking he was brutal, like brutal.
but he wasn't a young player.
I know, but like he's turned it around. He's the
Yeah,
main
and fair
man
play
now.
to him. And the fact he still survived in Arsenal is very interesting.
Oh yeah, after what
Consider
happened,
what
was
happened.
stuff.
He was that.
He was blamed for a lot of stuff for years though as well.
Yeah.
In fairness, like there was other players like acting up and it was constantly looking at him. Like I know he was getting red cards and stuff, but
Yeah.
there was somewhat of passion. Like and then look
he
what
got 3 red
Aubameyang
cards.
went and did.
Not
Like.
many players.
Oh
get
yeah,
stripped
no,
captaincy
yeah,
either.
yeah.
And that's for me overrated.
But he came back. He's captain now. He captain.
No,
like 3
Odegaard's
weeks ago or
captain,
something. But
isn't
he
he?
captained him before, I think,
Oh.
recently. I don't
Sorry,
know,
but
he's
he's
not
a
captain, but he has captained him recently.
I don't give it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's overrated. Criminally was probably me being harsh, to be honest
I
with
think
you.
he is
But I think he's overrated, considering like what he's doing this year. Is he doing well? Yes. Maybe doing better than what we all would have expected. But that doesn't mean he's all of a sudden
Arsenal are doing better
top
than
baller.
expected.
Last one for the all Irish fans. Declan Rice.
Properly rated.
He's touching on overrated.
I think he's touching on
think?
overrated a tiny
He's
bit.
on his
yeah.
way to
Yeah.
overrated, yeah. I
I'm a
rate
big
him
fan,
very
by the way.
highly, yeah.
Big fan.
Fair.
I think he's touched a bit on
Yeah.
overrated. That English media always at it.
Jeez. That's annoying. Stop saying it. Niall, I'm sorry about him. I'm sorry
He
about
didn't
him.
pull up my African wild dogs picture last week either. No, I had a bit between my teeth for that. That is fair. Last week was a mare.
I think yeah, he's just about straying on overrated,
Yeah.
but that's not taking away his quality.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair
What do you
statement.
Yeah, I'd agree, to be fair.
I mean, like
Is it the Young Club over there? Is it?
De Jong club?
The Young
Young
Club.
De Jong is
Young.
overrated as well. May I add?
If you
Nigel.
Frankie and Nigel.
Last one,
Really?
Morgan. And you have one word to
Nigel?
answer this. You ready?
Oh, okay.
Nigel
Donny
Brand.
van der Beek.
Oh, what? I don't even know what he is.
I still
man.
kinda have
I
a
don't even know.
I still kind of.
I don't even know what he is.
Ghost.
Man.
I'm shocked that Eric.
Passenger.
I'm shocked that Eric.
I'm not
hasn't made
shocked
him a
at
player.
Eric.
No, I'm shocked he hasn't made him a player because he was his main man in Champions League when
Well,
he
he's
beat
been
Real
injured as
Madrid.
well.
He's Mr. Incognito.
I
I know, but I'm shocked that Eric doesn't play him.
I was.
Because
I
he was his
put-
man.
He's injured at the minute.
United
He was-
fans
is he?
giving it to. Eric is gonna make Donny the man.
what I
Ali
thought.
should have made Donny
I'm
the
that
man.
guy.
Eric comes in. He's bang average.
But he was Eric's main man. And they were beating
He was
Real
riding the
Madrid
wave. He was
almost.
riding the wave.
Last one on the United topic. Christian Eriksen. Baller.
I think at the moment he's probably properly
Yeah,
rated.
but before,
Yeah.
I think he was underrated.
For years he was.
I will hold
Sick
my
of him.
hand up. I was like, we do not.
You thought he was
need
a Madison.
another Christian Eriksen. I thought he was going to be like another Lamella. But I'm miles off it. I'm delighted he's such a top baller.
The big thing for me for Ericsson was when we were in Croatia. Remember me and you and
Yes.
Morgan on holidays, we watched Ireland against Denmark.
Oh, God.
And
I was at it.
the gap,
God.
the gap in quality is so
Scary.
scary.
Did
When
he
you go
score
to
four?
international football,
I think we lost
Frightening.
5-1, wasn't it?
Did he score for it?
frightening.
Scored 3, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
frightening.
think we had to.
good.
Yeah, I think it was
We
a
went 1-0
playoff.
up. We went 1-0 up.
we did, yeah.
In dreamland for the playoff for the World Cup. Or was it the Euros? I don't know. One of the other.
It's yours.
It was the
Oh,
playoff and we were in dreamland
duh.
and just went
In walks
1-1,
Christian.
2-1, 3-1, 4-1.
Do you remember Kieran Clark
5-1.
scuffed to the edge of the box and Ericsson doesn't just put it in there. Just stanch. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it couldn't have hit any more on bins.
Everyone left early as
Sicko.
well. Remember there's a big thing about that? You're not a real fan if you leave early. I left early.
Here's Kinger up the stairs.
I left early.
Right, lads, good stuff. Yeah, outro.
Right, thank you everybody. Leave us any opinions in the comments if you think that any of our underrated, overrated, or correctly rated shouts were wrong. Football is a game of opinions. And another disclaimer: I never played in the Premier League, so take our opinions lightly. We do thank you though for listening to the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it with a cup of coffee. Let's say if you're going on a run, for those go-getters, we do appreciate every single like, comment, or subscribe, or any correct rating on Apple Podcasts on Spotify as well. So appreciate your time, everybody, and we will see you soon.
You.
Yeah.
Bye.